I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be your passions versus your parents' opinions. Well, I've got an email here from a viewer, but before we get into it, I got a quote that I wrote down. And it goes, sometimes in order to do something you really love for a living, you'll have to do things that you hate in order to pay your bills until your true love grows to the point that it can support you full time. Sometimes it may take many years or even decades to make your visions a reality in life. That is why you must do something for a living that you truly love and have a passion for. Something that feels like it is your duty to become. Because when things get hard or they don't seem to be working out, it's your passion that will enable you to continue taking action even when things feel hopeless. So let's get into this viewer's email. He says, "Hey Corey, I've been watching your videos and reading your articles for a few months now, and I really agree with and enjoy what you have to say. It has given me a lot of hope and freedom in my life, although now I find myself in a situation where I am not certain about what the right thing to do is. I just watched your new video titled, 'You Are Not Broken,' and I have a question related to what you speak about in that video. I'll do my best to describe my situation." He says, "I'm 25, and after graduating college in June of 2011, I've been following my dream of being a musician. I know that is what I want to do with my life, and that is my calling." Good for you, dude, because there's a lot of people in this world that don't know what their calling is, or deep down they know what it is and they're too fucking scared to go for it, because deep down they don't want to find out whether or not they got what it takes to make it happen. So instead they spend a life of mediocrity, basically living someone else's life, somebody else's dream, instead of their own. And it ain't no fucking way to live. He says, "It fulfills me as a person, and it is truly my passion. I am growing my personal business as a musician, but it is a slow process, and as I'm sure you can imagine, it's not the most lucrative endeavor, at least not at this point. Big things always have small beginnings. You got to start somewhere. I've got some of the most successful people in the music business that I coach, and they all started out small. They all started out with a dream and a passion, and they were exactly like you were. They felt it was their calling. It was the only one true love they really had in their life, and nothing made them feel as alive as being a musician did. And so if that is your true passion in life, then your 100% focus needs to be on becoming the best musician that you can be. And if you've heard of the band U2, they're one of the biggest and most successful rock bands of the past 30 years, and they're still together. What a lot of people don't know is when those guys all got together, one thing that they did know was that they wanted to have a really awesome band. They wanted to create a really great band. The only problem was none of them played any fucking instruments at all. And so not only did they get together when they had a passion for it and form a band, but they got together when they couldn't fucking play. And you can imagine their friends and family are like putting their fingers in their ears going, "Oh man, turn that shit off, please." Can you imagine? They didn't care. They were like, "We just got to teach ourselves to play, to learn how to play." And they figured it out. And they did it. And they're all multi-millionaires many times over because they had a relentless focus on becoming awesome at being an awesome musician. And so what you should be doing in your life is you should be spending your life and your time with other people who are just as dedicated to becoming an awesome musician as you are. Play with people that are better than you. If you want to become a better musician, play with people that are better. People that are better singers, better musicians, and you will become better yourself. He says, "But it makes me so happy and fulfills me in a way that nothing else does." That's awesome for you, dude. Because that's half the battle, is knowing what you want in life. He says, "This is where I run into some problems. I supplement my income that I make as a musician by also working a part-time day job. My plan is to someday be able to drop the part-time job because I will be making enough money as a musician that I won't need another source of income." Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to continue day in and day out trying to get better. Increase the quality of your music, continue to write songs, continue, if you play in a band, to try to become a better band, add better band members to your band, and you'll continue to improve. And over time, you'll develop a little circuit of clubs and places and that you'll go and play and you'll have an audience for. And eventually you get to the point where you're playing 5-6 nights a week and making really good money doing that. And you can sell your t-shirts, your hats, your CDs, any kind of product, merchandise as another source of income so you can grow your following. You're going to want to grow it online. You're going to want to grow it on YouTube. You're going to want to grow it in social media. The great thing is that with technology the way it is, you don't need the fucking big record companies. You can go be an awesome success on your own and keep all of the money yourself. The only thing that the record companies really have to offer is they already have an audience. They already have a distribution channel. So in other words, if they've got an artist that they think is good, they'll put it out to their audience. And that artist's records will either sell or they won't. And if they don't, then they obviously get dropped by the label. But being a great musician, you don't do it for the approval of others. You do it for yourself. You do it because it's what you were put on this earth to do. You do it for your own satisfaction. That has to be rule number one, that you do it for yourself because you love it, because you feel it's what you were put on this earth to do. Now, the better you become at it through repetitions, because repetition is the mother of skill, just like the great Aristotle once said thousands of years ago, excellence is not a singular act. It is a habit. You are what you do repeatedly. So if you want to become the kind of musician that 10, 15, 20 years from now you're playing like Wembley Stadium or some big arena with tens of thousands of screaming fans that know every single word of your song, that will come as a result of you being awesome at being you. That means day in, day out, your number one passion is finding a way to build a life and a lifestyle around you making really awesome music that inspires you, that excites you, that makes you feel alive inside. He says, this model was working for me until December of 2012 when I was unexpectedly laid off from the part-time job that I was working. Since then, it has been a long winter hunting for jobs with no success until recently. I just landed a new part-time job at a golf course for the summer. However, here in Minnesota, it's been a long winter and I can't begin work until the golf course can open. In other words, when the snow melts. Great. In the meantime, you should be looking for another job that you can work during the winter as well. Don't stop there. Great. You got a job to help you pay the bills for the summer. Be looking for an even better job that will enable you to work year-round. He says, my mother and father, who have been helping support me as I look for a job, bless their hearts, are now at the end of their rope. They are pushing me to find a job that has benefits like a 401k, insurance, etc., which are not bad things, and I agree with them that they are important things to lead a happy, successful, and comfortable life. However, that's just not something that you want to do. And if you want to be happy in life, I mean, Wayne Dyer said something years ago I think is fabulous about kids. He said, kids come through you. They don't come for you. And a lot of parents make the mistake of trying to get their kids to become what they were not able to be, even when the child has no desire or no passion to go in the same line of work or the same field or the same kind of business that they're in. And I learned a long time ago that when I didn't follow my heart, when I worked jobs or continued to work jobs where my enthusiasm for it was gone, it was physically and emotionally painful to continue doing that. It was like, to me, is like being dead while you're alive. I could not fucking do it. I refused to do it. And when I lost my internal enthusiasm for a job or a company I was working for or a business partnership, I knew that I needed to move on. And I started moving myself in a direction that enabled me to move in a new direction that was emotionally compelling to me. And you should be doing the same thing. You say, Mom, Dad, I love you. I appreciate your love and support and the fact that, if I want to have a good, stable job in life, having a job that with a 401k and all that stuff is great, but it's not my passion. And it may take me 10 or 20 years to get to where I want to be, but I'm willing to work shitty jobs, part-time jobs that will enable me to focus on my passion, which is my music. And I want your love and your support. But if you can't love and support me, then I'd rather not hear that. I mean, I'm not talking about financial support. I'm talking about emotional support. You want your parents to be saying, we're proud of you. We love the fact that you're going after your dreams. That should be inspiring to them. And at the end of the day, you need to if you want to be successful, you got to surround yourself by people who support you and who believe in you. Because you're not going to get there if you're surrounded by people who are going, oh, that's a stupid idea. You need to be realistic. That'll never work out for you. You need to get a job. You need a 401k. You need a regular 9-to-5 job. Don't listen to them. It's like you can't live your life according to other people's expectation. He says the problem lies in the type of employment and scheduling my parents are pushing for. The jobs that they're telling me to work do not line up with my music career because they require weekend and night availability, and my weekend nights are already filled with paying music kids. Well, don't fucking give those up. You got to find a way, not a way out. And the bottom line is all you really need is another good part-time job to make up for the one that you lost. Great, so you're going to be doing a part-time job at the golf course during the summer. Well, in the meantime, you should still be looking for another job because if you keep looking, you can probably find a better job where you might even have to take the job at the golf course because you can work there year-round, not just during the summer when there's no snow. He said the type of work my parents are encouraging me to get, assembly line, packaging, data entry, office jobs, are not the type of jobs I want to work because I would dread them every morning and I would find myself stuck in the same shit different day rut you talk about. Yeah, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and it fucking sucks ass. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That's not living. That's just existing. And who wants to fucking just exist when you can design your own life? Even if it takes you several decades to get ultimately where you want to be. He says, I don't live with my parents, but since they've been helping me out through these hard financial times, I feel they have a right to voice their thoughts and opinions. Great. Let them voice their opinions and thoughts all they want. But at the end of the day, everybody's got opinion. And you know what they say about opinions. He says, my question for you is, what is the best way to proceed? Do I continue to follow my passion and work part-time while also pursuing my ultimate goal and calling of being a musician, even though it's in an uncertain and tumultuous path financially? It's like it doesn't matter. You got to focus on your craft and your art. It's just like what I do with my website, my videos. I'm trying to put out the best content that I can put out. I'm putting out my best wisdom that I learned from the best coaches and teachers in the world. I've literally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and decades of my life learning. I'm not making you jump through a bunch of hoops and buy $10,000 worth of DVDs and books and shit to learn my best stuff. I'm giving it to you right now so you can see and examine with your own eyes and ears and apply in your own life to see that what I'm talking about actually works. Because I've been using this stuff on my own life for decades. I've been teaching my employees this stuff for decades. And I've been teaching this stuff to thousands of clients all over the world. I'm focused on adding value is my point. And that's what you should be as a musician. You should focus on becoming the best musician that you can be. Therefore, if I or somebody else comes and watches your show, we're going to have a great experience. You're going to add value to our lives by providing great musical entertainment. He says, or do I follow my parents' advice and get a job that will be more stable and bring in a consistent flow of money, but, be in a rut and completely unsatisfied with the work that I'm doing? Well, I think I've answered that one. He says, so, like I said, that's what I would do if I were you. I know you got a part-time job lined up for the summer when the snow melts, but that's not the ideal job. You need one that can replace the income that you lost from your other part-time job and that will work year-round. And so this is going to be something, this is going to happen from time to time. I wrote a bunch of articles on, if you Google Corey Wayne, how to get any job you want, there's a strategy, and then down in the tags at the bottom, like the career tags, there's 3 or 4 articles that I've written that detail a system and a process that you can apply to your job finding that will ensure that you get a job that's absolutely perfect. That'll earn you the kind of income that you need to be able to focus on your passion on the weekends and the evening, which obviously is your music. And it may only take you a few short years where you get to the point where you're making enough from your music to support yourself and to earn a living. And if you like to get my help further, because I've got contacts in the industry, people I can put you in touch with if you really want my help. So go to my website, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and book a paid phone coaching session. And I will talk to you soon.